So to give you a little bit of a breakdown on what you just saw, I'm 34 years old. I'm 6'2". I can reach about 8 feet with my left and an inch shorter with my right, and I can also palm the ball better with my left hand, which is why I dunk with my left. And that took me 3.5 years to do. I want to give you 5 tips. Well, I don't want to. I just want to make a video, and 5 is like a good number of tips to give. So these are 5 tips that I thought were helpful. Tip number 1 is bring it around town. Bring it around town. Technique! So the technique is you banana route to the basket, you accelerate all the way through, keep your chest up, your core tight, big left step, little right, swing your arms, and you're up there. You can check out internet resources. This is not a secret. I thought Freak Athletics was very helpful in explaining this, and it'll get you on the right track. You don't want to be practicing the wrong technique or you're not going to get any better. And you also want to practice this at least 2 to 3 times per week or you're not going to get any better. And then once you're practicing the technique, you want to complement the technique with jump-specific exercises. Tip number 2. So in addition to the normal strength training, push-ups, pull-ups, squats, I didn't do too much heavy lifting. It took me 3.5 years, so take that into account. But aside from that, you want to emphasize core strength and explosive movement, and to do that you do core exercises like planks and reverse crunches, and then plyometrics with your upper body and lower body. What you don't want to do is cardio or long distance running, and definitely don't do any group fitness classes. And if you do, for Christ's sake, don't film it, because you're going to play it back to yourself and you're going to realize what a dipshit you look like. And it's going to be kind of funny, but also you're going to feel like a dipshit. And then once you get your routine dialed in, that brings us to tip number 3, which is don't count on Eric. So your friend Eric is going to call you up one day and he's going to say, "Hey James, Eric here. We did a movie called The Pool Guys." And you're going to say, "Yeah, I know who you are." "Yeah, hey, so my New Year's resolution this year is to dunk a basketball. You should do it too." That sounds like a fun challenge. "Hey, you know that February 27th is the most depressing day of the year because it's the day when people give up, on average, on their New Year's resolution?" "Well, that's an interesting fact. When are you going to give up on yours?" "Definitely not after 2 weeks." And then he gives up after 2 weeks. The point is that you have to commit. This is something that's really hard to do, apparently. I thought it was going to be easy. I thought it was going to take 3 months, so I filmed myself doing all this goofy stuff because I thought I'd have a comedy montage cranked out by April. But it didn't work that way. Life happens. You have to figure out the routine, my workout routine. You can't get in the gym. You get hurt. You get busy. You go to Europe with your girlfriend. Which brings me to tip number 4. Do not go to Europe with your girlfriend. You go to Europe with your girlfriend, you're going to lose all of your progress. In fact, if you go away for the weekend, you're going to lose about a week's worth of progress. You have to stick to this routine for at least 8 consecutive weeks in order to see substantial results, or more. To give you an idea of the progress, for me, January I could barely touch the rim. By February I could dunk a softball and grab the rim. By April I could grab the rim with both hands. Then I got hurt, and by June, July I could dunk a volleyball. And beyond that I didn't progress very much. I would get very close to dunking a basketball, but I could never quite get there. So for 3 years I couldn't progress beyond dunking a volleyball until I went on a low inflammation diet. Which brings me to tip number 5. go on a low inflammation diet. Before I went paleo, low inflammation, I weighed between 178 and 181 pounds, and then now I weigh around 171 to 173, which was alarming at first because I thought my strength would go down as my weight went down, but my strength kept going up. Before paleo I was doing 40 to 45 push-ups. Now I do 60 to 65 max. Pull-ups were 12 to 15. Now 20 to 22. And I thought, oh well, maybe just because I'm losing weight, it's easier to push my body up or whatever. But my bench press went up from like 185 3 times to 185 like 8 times, and I could do 225 for the first time since I was in college. I could stack the pull-up machine or the pull-down machine. So my strength improved as my weight decreased, which is weird. My theory is that when you do a low inflammation diet, it speeds up your recovery because your body is not attending to all these little fires that it has to put out with these things that shouldn't be in your bloodstream, and you just focus on where the recovery is needed, which is in your muscles. My dad's theory is that I'm going to have a heart attack by 35, but I don't know, it worked for me, so I recommend it. I might even do the carnivore diet. It sounds intriguing, but diet matters. Apparently, I don't know if it's a coincidence that I dunked 6 months after going paleo, having not done it for 3 years. Anyway, hope that helps you, or actually I don't really care if it helps you or not. It's just something you say at the end of the video. My next feat of strength is to throw a ball 90 miles an hour, so I'm going to get on that now. Or, I mean, in the near future. That's a show. That's a video.